Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. It's unacceptable Bradley Walsh drops shocking update just a few minutes ago. Broken our hearts, this news must say. It was a brisk Monday evening at the ITV studios in White City. The energy was electric as the crew bustled about preparing for another high-stakes taping of Beat the Chaser. The glimmering set, with its intense beams of light and dramatic soundtrack, was ready to host another unforgettable showdown. Bradley Walsh, the beloved host of both The Chase and its even more nerve-shattering sibling Beat the Chaser, was in fine spirits. Dressed sharply in a slate blue suit and immaculate white shirt, he was doing his usual pre-show ritual. Warm-ups with the audience, a few dad jokes, and the occasional two-step. Right then, he boomed, pacing in front of the glowing podiums. Let's get this show on the road. We've got contestants prepped, chasers ready, and I've just been told someone in the audience has brought their pet ferret. This, I assure you, will be a night to remember. Little did Bradley know, he was absolutely right. Tonight's standout contestant was a 29-year-old pub quiz champion from Sheffield named Tamsin Breyer. Tall, with a no-nonsense ponytail and a glint in her eye, she had the calculated confidence of someone who had defeated trivia nights across Yorkshire. "Welcome, Tamsin," Bradley greeted as she stepped onto the platform. "Thanks, Brad. Huge fan. Watched you since Wheel of Fortune," she smiled. "Oof," he groaned in mock pain. "That's going back a bit. How old were you then?" 3, 4, but I was precocious." Laughter rippled through the studio. As Tamsin breezed through the cash builder with a cool £5,000, the tension began to mount. The lights dimmed, the music thickened, and the chasers, Paul the Cinnamon Sinha, Jenny the Vixen Ryan, Anne the Governess Hegarty, Dara the Menace Ennis, and Mark the Beast Labbit took their places on the elevated podiums. It was time to beat the chasers. Bradley's voice was rich and booming. "So, Tamsin, you've got £5,000. But how brave are you feeling tonight?" The offers came in. 2 chasers, 60 seconds on your clock, was 45 seconds for the chasers, £5,000. 3 chasers, 60 is 50, £15,000. 4 chasers, 60 is 55, £40,000. All 5 chasers, 60 is 60, £100,000. Tamsin barely flinched. "Let's do the full house. I'm going after all 5. The crowd erupted. Bradley turned to the camera. "She's not messing about tonight, folks." As the game began, question after question flew back and forth. Both sides were ferocious, racking up answers with lightning speed. It was clear. Tamsin was no ordinary contestant. And then it happened. Chapter 4. The question that changed everything. At precisely the 47-second mark, Bradley paused, eyeing the next card on his monitor. He squinted. Then he blinked again. Then he burst out laughing. "Right," he choked, glancing off screen at the producers. "Is this real?" The production team was already giggling in their earpieces. Bradley looked at the contestant. "Tamsin, I apologize in advance. I've read out some weird questions in my time. But this takes the biscuit." He composed himself and read it out loud. "In 2019, what unusual item did a man in Bristol attempt to register as a legal witness at his wedding? A. A cardboard cutout of Elton John. B. A packet of Quavers. C. A live seagull. D. A limited edition Peppa Pig balloon." The room erupted. Tamsin clapped her hand to her mouth while Anne Hegarty covered her eyes in disbelief. Bradley leaned over the podium, crying with laughter. What kind of question is that? The studio was in hysterics. Even the Beast was chuckling. I swear, I'm not ready for this level of lunacy tonight. Still laughing, Bradley straightened up. All right, Tamsin. Serious face now. What's your answer? Tamsin grinned. Oh, that's easy. I remember reading about that. It was A. The cardboard cutout of Elton John. Bradley, still catching his breath, pressed the button. Correct. The studio howled again. That's it, Bradley said. I've seen it all now. Quavers and Peppa Pig balloons. What's next? A sentient Alexa marrying a lawnmower. By the time the episode wrapped, Tamsin had narrowly missed the £100,000 prize, losing by just 3 seconds to the Chasers in a breathtaking finish. But the moment everyone remembered was that question. Clips of Bradley exclaiming, "What kind of question is that?" went viral overnight. Memes popped up everywhere. One showed him standing next to a Peppa Pig balloon in a wedding dress. Another superimposed his face onto a pack of Quavers. ITV's social media team jumped on the bandwagon, tweeting, "Bradley's breakdown over balloon witnesses is the moment we didn't know we needed." Within 48 hours, the question had its own T-shirt. Bradley couldn't walk down the street without someone shouting, "Oi, Brad, what kind of question is that?" During a behind-the-scenes segment filmed for This Morning, Ben Shepherd interviewed Bradley and asked, "Mate, was that real? The cute-out thing?" Bradley nodded solemnly. "Ben, I looked into it. The bloke even gave the cardboard Elton a speech bubble that read, 'I support this union.'" Ben nearly dropped his cue cards. "It's the weirdest quiz moment I've had in 15 years, and that includes the bloke who thought Napoleon invented pasta." Due to overwhelming public support, Tamsin was invited back for a special rematch. Redemption round, Bradley called it, but no balloons this time. This time, the prize pot was £150,000, and the questions, even tougher. But this time, Bradley had a surprise up his sleeve. He turned to her before the game and said, "Tamsin, if you win this, we're going to your wedding, and I'm bringing a cutout of Elton John." Tamsin laughed so hard she nearly dropped her buzzer. The game began. And in one of the most thrilling finishes in Beat the Chaser history, Tamsin beat all 5 chasers with 3 seconds to spare. The crowd exploded. Bradley raised her arm in triumph. "Ladies and gentlemen, not only is she a quiz queen, she's about to be £150,000 richer, and possibly officiated by a crisp packet." 6 months later, Bradley kept his word. Tamsin married her long-time partner Dan in a modest Yorkshire manor. Bradley Walsh attended. And yes, standing quietly next to the registrar, wearing a tiny tuxedo and plastic sunglasses, was a life-size cardboard cutout of Elton John. Bradley posted a picture on Instagram with the caption, "What kind of question was that?" One I'll never forget. Chapter 10. A Legacy of Laughter. Back at ITV studios, a framed image of that fateful moment now hung on the backstage wall. Bradley pointing in disbelief at the question screen, the words "What kind of question is that?" etched in gold beneath it. It had become legend, a pop culture moment so bizarre, so purely British, that it was immortalized in quiz show history. When asked during a later interview if he'd ever top it, Bradley laughed and said, "Maybe if someone marries a Cornish pasty." And somewhere in the depths of the ITV question writing department, Someone was already typing that up.